What's up, Legacy Builders? I'm Rob.
I'm Reshawn.
And this is Learn, Hustle, Grow.
Learn, Hustle, Grow is all about creating a legacy. We're sharing our passions for money, marriage, and travel with other legacy builders like you. Guys, we arrived in the amazing city of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil in January. We were actually at the end of January, the beginning of February, after leaving Argentina, where we'd spent, I don't know, how many weeks was that, babe? 3?
Yep, 3 weeks.
Yeah. So we are going to share a little bit about that experience with you all. I will start by saying that January and February are the summer months in South America.
Blazing hot.
Whoa.
Blazing hot.
Whoa. I was thinking we must be here during the absolute hottest time of the year.
Yep, we were right, yep.
We were there for 5 days.
So if you guys didn't catch it already, we were chasing summer. So we left Iguazu Falls, Argentina, and flew over to Rio.
Actually, there are like 2 sides of the Iguazu Falls, and we went from the Brazilian side.
That's right, because we did the Argentinian side, then we did the Brazilian side, then we flew over to Rio, because it was close, technically. It was 2 hours away from Iguazu, so the flight was pretty short. If we would have come from Dallas, though, it would have been 12 hours. Yeah. So just in case anybody's looking at going, do us a favor, hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
We don't want you to miss a single video.
And of course, we got there. It was blazing hot, and it was a beautiful place right away. And we drove from the airport, of course, straight to our hotel.
And the first thing we noticed was the architecture, right?
Yeah.
It was amazing just to see so many amazing buildings, just the construction of everything.
Yep, and it was a lot of hills and mountain type, was it mountains?
Yeah, the city is on a bay.
Yeah.
So you actually see, you're surrounded by water, and from an aerial view, when you're at the sites, you can actually see just kind of a mountainous greenery all
very
over.
Lush, very lush. So, you know, right away you could see the beauty from the sky, right? And then, of course, as we drove from there to the hotel, boom, you know, we saw all the way there too. It was some of the areas were looking quite rough, of course. And I was just like, just keep on driving, brother, keep on driving. So, and then we went to what was that neighborhood called? Flamingo.
Yes.
We ended up staying in an area called Flamingo. How did we choose that?
We chose, we wanted to choose something that was a little off the beaten path.
Yeah.
Most of you guys will hear of the neighborhoods Ipanema and Copacabana because of the Ipanema and Copacabana beaches.
Right.
Those are the 2 most popular areas to stay in and the most touristy. We wanted to stay in a neighborhood with local people.
This time, yeah. But next time, we're definitely staying in Copacabana. Copacabana is first on my list if we go back. So,
and he says that because he's a little more concerned about safety than I am.
Man.
Right, he's more aware of the environment. I am more of, hey, let's take photos.
Listen.
Whip out the camera.
Listen. All I gotta say is, once I pulled that camera out and that would seem like a normal Brazilian neighborhood, everybody and their daddy and their mama was staring at me. And I was like, we were just getting going in our year, right? As far as all our travel. So I wasn't really comfortable with just holding my camera out and taking pictures or whatever, you know, because it looked a little rough. It was nice, you know, it was a mixture, right? And I was like, I just don't trust this out here. And it
was a suburb. Flamingo was a suburb, but it looked very much like the city.
Yep.
So here in the United States, when we transition from the city to the suburbs, the architecture changes significantly here.
Yeah.
But when you go to Rio de Janeiro, you actually can't tell when you've left the city.
As soon as you turn a corner, you could be still, it looks like you're in the middle of downtown buildings and houses right there. And it's like, it's very, very mixed up. They obviously don't have many zoning laws, right? So, but yeah, they had, pharmacies? They had pharmacies.
Yes.
on every
everywhere.
corner. I'm like, what is up with the drugs,
They
man?
and it was ridiculous because the pharmacies were these small shops. They didn't have as many snacks and everything that we have in our pharmacies, like a CVS or anything. But they were right across the street from each other or right next door to each other in a lot of instances. And we just kept thinking, how do they stay open?
They got mad competition. Yeah. Unless they're owned by the governments or something, who knows? Listen, what really shocked me, because I don't know many Brazilians, was that so many people looked like me when I got there.
Yes.
Now, there was a mixture, like anywhere else. I guess half of them are original Portuguese people, and the other half are like Portuguese African, right? And
from the slave trade.
Yeah, so it was crazy to see people that look like, right here in Dallas, but of course they don't speak English, right? So that threw me off,
Yeah. It's kind of similar to Dominican.
Yeah, Dominican
If you've
Republic,
been to Dominican Republic, then you see that there are Dominicans who look more on the paler side, more white in color, and those who are brown.
Yeah.
The Rio de Janeiro area of Brazil, which is the only part of Brazil we got to experience, is very much like that.
Yes. When we got there, we were starving, so we were looking for food.
Yes.
After we dropped our bags off, we stayed in this, nice little hotel, and we walked out, and we were looking for food, and we saw this glass restaurant, and we went up in there, and the first thing you see is Brazil's got tons of meat.
Yes.
I don't know if you've heard of like Texas de Brazil, but I see why they call it that, because they love their meat, right? And I mean, you would have a giant slab of steak type meat on your plate with fries and
rice.
Oh yeah,
fries and rice are served together in South America.
Carbs on top of carbs, right?
Yes.
But we were thinking, where's the vegetables, right? And they had hardly any vegetables on the plates, and that was not just there. That was everywhere. We went to the malls, and
green vegetables are not part of the normal meal.
Yep.
You can ask for a salad, and it's a plain green salad. That's the extent of it.
Yep.
Then one of the things we noticed, of course, was McDonald's.
Right. Yeah. McDonald's everywhere. Domino's was everywhere.
Yeah. Actually, in the neighborhood we were in, we could walk to both a McDonald's and a Domino's pizza.
Yep. Yeah. So we were in a nice open, nice busy area, a nice walkable area, and that's another thing too. People were always outside.
Yes.
Always outside. I mean, it'd blaze. I mean, it was over 100 degrees out there, easy.
Yeah.
I guess they're used to it. There was always people selling stuff like, hats, and this was a regular neighborhood.
Yeah, and it was throughout the week, not just weekends, because we were there. There were vendors on the street all week.
Yep.
We were there during the week. This was not just a weekend visit, and we saw that the vendors were set up everywhere.
Yeah, those vendors were hardcore. One of her favorite vendors was a guy who had a car opened up, and he had a sign in the back of his car.
Yes, in the trunk.
Like in the trunk, kind
large
of wedged in between the...
I think Rob has some video of that.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll be able to squeeze that
and
in
he
here.
was serving food.
He was selling meat.
It's like, what is happening right now?
That is the epitome of hustle.
Mad hustle, man.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it was vendors everywhere.
Yeah. So our hotel was in an area with other hotels. So we were not the only hotel there. And honestly, we tried to check out of our hotel.
I don't remember another hotel
Yes,
nearby.
remember we walked down the street and tried to check
That's
into
right.
another
the
one.
nicer one, yeah.
Well, let's tell you a little bit about the hotel experience. So we stayed in a hotel called Petite.
It was something
Petite
called
Rio.
something petite, yeah.
And
that's it.
the Petite Rio is exactly as it sounds. Very petite.
Yes.
To the extent where they don't have a lot of room to in the overall design.
No.
So the air conditioning unit is facing the bed.
Right. It's one of those corner wall AC units that kind of just, they're small like this.
And it blows down right onto the bed.
Right.
And after the first night in the hotel, guys, I was sick.
Yeah.
I arrived there perfectly healthy after leaving Argentina.
Yeah.
And the first night, my voice was scruffy and scratched. We tried to do some video clips and share them, but I sound absolutely horrible. And we could not get out of that hotel. So as a travel agent, it is important to me to understand the competition and how they work. So we actually booked this hotel online using hotels.com. Guys, the reviews were excellent. No one mentioned the AC. What I didn't realize at this time was that hotels.com does not share all of the reviews.
Right.
Babe, remember I wrote that lengthy review?
Yeah, you wrote one yourself.
I wrote a detailed review stating the problems with the room. The staff was nice enough. They did everything they could to help.
Almost.
But I mean, they even came in and remember they taped up the AC so
Yeah,
that
it was
it wouldn't
one
blow
particular guy
directly.
who was really nice.
Yeah.
The other two,
Yeah. Okay, so not everyone appreciates American travelers who
No.
complain.
Right.
They knew they knew that if we left we couldn't get our money back. So they
Right.
were like, if you want to go, go.
Right.
And hotels.com was non-responsive to our complaint. And we decided to suck it up because we didn't want to lose our money on this room. But I have not booked with hotels.com since. Would not book with them again. Most certainly not in an international location.
Right.
Where it's not a big name chain and they don't care as much about customer reviews. Clearly, they knew that hotels.com had them covered.
Right. The hotel, listen, it was not ratty.
No.
It was a beautiful, small place. It was very, very modern.
Yes.
But it was like, if you if I was to stretch my arm too much, I might bump a wall or a dresser or something. It was just very minimalistic.
Yeah, we were
But-
really going for discount here, guys.
Yeah.
And it's not something that I would advise on international
We are not discount
travel.
people
Yeah.
when it comes to us in our travel.
We
realize that.
This hotel was about the size of a room on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
I think our cruise ship
very
room
small.
might have been bigger.
Yeah, very modern, but extremely small. And we need space. Even if it's not as new, we discovered that we need more space, right?
So we learned the hard way, so we're giving you guys a chance to learn from our experience. This is so there are a couple reasons why I would recommend booking a package to Rio de Janeiro.
Right.
The quality of the hotel and customer service is one of them, and the concerns about safety in Rio would be another.
Yeah, we kind of winged it.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't do that again.
Yeah, no. If we were to go back, we would book a package. And the deal is, it's extremely affordable to book a package.
Oh my gosh.
You can actually do both Rio de Janeiro and Buenos Aires for 9 days, breakfast included at the hotel every day for $1,500 per person.
Now that.
Guys, that is
1,500.
hotels and tours.
Yeah, that's insane. That's
Yeah.
insane. So.
Very reasonable. You do $1,500 to go to the beach for 3 to 4 days.
Yeah.
You can go to Buenos Aires and Rio de Janeiro for 9 days. Airfare is not included.
Oh, yeah.
But you can book that with points or miles.
Yeah.
But definitely consider this as an awesome 9-day experience with guides, and I think you'll get more out of it overall. What do you think, babe?
I do. Speaking of money, one reason we loved Brazil was because our dollar was worth 4 Brazilian real.
Yes.
How they say it? Real.
That's right.
So it was quite cheap in general out there, right? And then of course, we did like tour packages and stuff like that. Oh, first of all, we did not go during Carnival, right? Which kind of sucks because people want to see that. But it was out a couple weeks. We got there a couple weeks early, right?
Yeah, we were there a couple weeks before Carnival. Carnival is a huge festival where everybody dresses in costumes. There are parades in the streets. It's a party all night environment.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I would have loved it.
I don't know if
He is not down.
I don't know if I'm down with that, man. It's just too many crowds.
Yeah.
I'm not really down with crowds of people and getting. I don't know.
Like I said, he's
in
a
a
lot-
foreign land.
He's a lot more concerned about safety than
I am. It's the military, man. It got me jacked up. But hey,
Now,
I'm always watching.
And also, you do have to be aware of the language barrier in some cases.
Yes.
So the primary language in Brazil, or in Rio de Janeiro, but in Brazil, period, is Portuguese.
Yes.
Not Spanish.
Yeah, you can't go busting no hola. We had just came from Argentina, so we were like, hola. No, man, no. And yeah, it was a
They made it very clear that the languages were different.
And
whenever we attempted to speak and forgot that Spanish wasn't the local language, they made sure they corrected us.
We struggled sometimes because I remember we were in the coffee shop and we were trying to get a coffee. And of course you can point the stuff out, but we
had to use that Google Translate.
Google Translate was much needed in Brazil.
Yeah, if you've played around with a little bit of Spanish through high school and college, or even if you visited Mexico and you're accustomed to buenos dias, buenas noches, I feel really good when I'm in a Spanish-speaking country and I can get out those little
plus everybody's
statements.
Really nice.
But you couldn't do that same thing, moving directly from a Spanish-speaking country to a Portuguese-speaking country.
Right. So the next day we end up doing what? We end up going to...
So after we had... The first day, we always rest.
We rest after.
But we want to make sure we get out and explore. And before we did any of the big tours, we actually went to the mall. And we had to because the Wi-Fi in our room sucked.
Horrible Wi-Fi. That's another thing. Now, they claim to have Wi-Fi all over Rio. They're saying if you go to the parks that you will just be outside and there's a Wi-Fi you can connect to. We didn't get a chance to try that, but I did see Wi-Fi a couple times while we were in the car and stuff like that. It didn't work in the car. But
we went to the mall because we were advised that that's where you could get free Wi-Fi at guess where? No other than
Starbucks.
Starbucks, baby.
Starbucks.
Yes, the American chains have infiltrated the rest of the world. And the Starbucks there was beautiful, though.
Really nice.
They had really colorful pastries, breads. Just all kinds of frosted desserts and everything.
Stuff that we don't see, even though Starbucks does have, desserts and stuff here, but they really love them there. So it was like
it's another level.
Ridiculously high level stuff.
They have to compete with cafes. Cafes are all over South America, so you have to offer a lot of baked goods, and they were throughout the mall as well. So Starbucks was really where we went to work each day. We went to work on the blog.
You like the clothes there. We were in the mall, and she went shopping and bought a couple outfits that were looking pretty hot looking outfits.
So what I found was that I could get so many items as far as different colors and patterns.
Really,
and I love color
clothes.
and patterns.
Oh
my God, remember one of the other things we noticed? Well, Forever 21 in Brazil is not just for 20-somethings.
I don't know.
You don't remember that?
Yeah, but I don't know nothing about Forever 21. I don't.
Oh, okay. So
that's like a girl store, right?
What about Zara? So Zara is an equivalent to Forever 21. He knows what that is. It's a trendy store.
Right.
If you are keeping up on trends as far as clothes are concerned, these are the type of stores you would go to in the mall. Well, here in America, I'm not accustomed to seeing women in their 60s in these stores.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Everybody's sexy in Rio.
I was going to say, don't tell me you don't remember seeing those sexy 50, 60-something-year-old women.
They stay up in the gym just to working on their fitness. She's their witness.
Makeup, hair. Doing the most.
I appreciate that.
In their older years, okay?
Oh, that's another thing. Brazil had workout equipment outside.
In the park.
In the park where you can just walk around and just go and work out. It's kind of bolted to the ground. And you can just work out. You can just work out right there. So they are huge workout people. They want to.
They definitely encourage it.
They encourage everyone to work out as much as possible. I dig that. I was like, oh man.
They say that if you're going to travel internationally, the mall is the place to go where you see everyday people and kind of get more familiar with what people look like and what people do on a regular basis. Just like if you were visiting a place here in the U.S.
Right. So of course, a couple of the most popular things in Rio is Christ the Redeemer and Sugar Loaf Mountain.
Got some good photos there.
Yes. Like I said, I did not video as much because I still wasn't quite as comfortable, but I got some good pics. I got a couple videos, but we ended up going to taking a guided tour to Sugar Loaf, which was not very far away, and it was surrounded by a police station or a military base or something, right? Didn't they say that? They said it was a military base around that. You remember?
Nope. Don't remember that.
Yeah, they said it was one of the safest areas. I do remember that. The guy said it was one of the safest areas, and there was a military base around it. So we were good to go. I was like, cool. I relaxed more when I got there.
He would remember
I
that.
remember that specifically. He's like, yeah, don't nobody want to come messing around in this neighborhood. And I was like, man, why do they keep mentioning what people do? Anyway, so we ended up going to Sugar Loaf. There was 2 levels of Sugar Loaf Mountain, and we went up 1 level.
And then you stop and you kind of hang out and take photos.
I think you had to get your ticket first. You had to get your ticket at the bottom. And did we have to take the cable car to the first level?
No, we didn't do the cable car until after.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did we hung out at the first level, and which was very beautiful, and then we took a cable car to the 2nd level, right?
To the highest point.
Yeah, the highest, and wow, that was amazing.
You are looking out over the entire city.
There's tons of boats. There's tons of yachts, and then across the way was Christ the Redeemer. And
yeah, we were not in with the yacht crowd.
No. But it was a great view. It was a great place to take pictures or whatever. And of course, anybody who's been, they're gonna notice like, oh wow, that's Rio, right?
Right.
So after that, then we went to Christ the Redeemer, right? And it was a hill. First of all, it was a major line, of course, and
quite a few steps to walk.
Yeah, but first we went up.
We drove up,
we drove up, and we had to go up and up, and it's like going around in a circle.
Yeah.
And wow, that was a ride up.
Windy road.
Very, very windy going up there, but it was beautiful on the way up. And then after you get there, you stand in this line, and then you have to walk a ton of stairs. I forget how many stairs. We'll have to look that up.
Yeah, I don't remember how many, but there were a lot.
And they had an elevator too. So if you don't want to take the stairs, but the elevator had a crazy line. So I was like, I'm just gonna take the stairs, But it was amazing.
He left me. I took the stairs with him, but he walked faster and he left me.
Listen, it was, but the only thing about it, beware. Christ the Redeemer is so packed that it's going to be hard for you to take a picture without a million people in it.
It is a very popular
I
site.
have a picture, and the best way I think you can do, the best way to do it is to have someone get really, really low to the ground, and then you have the Redeemer in the background, and then shoot at an angle, right?
Yeah,
and
I
that's
got
how
one
we did
good
it.
shot of
you
him,
got one good shot. Of course, I'll show that on the screen. So the Christ the Redeemer statue is one of the largest statues of Jesus in the world. They say it's visited by 2 million people a year. And it's one of the 7 world wonders.
So you can see why it was on our list. It was on our list of things to see and do.
Yep, and on everybody else's.
Yes, you can tell when you got there. There was even a line to leave.
Yeah, I think what we should do next time, if we decide to go back, is go on the off season. So it'll be a lot less. We love off season. If we haven't expressed that before, we love going somewhere off season. But yeah, once it's their summer, that's probably not the best time to go. You know what I'm saying?
The sites were pretty busy because their kids were out of school.
Yeah.
So all throughout South America, people were coming to Rio in order to see the same sites that we wanted to see. A few things you want to do to be prepared for your trip to Rio. You want to make sure you have plenty of sunscreen.
Oh, yeah.
As he mentioned how hot it is. We definitely use sunscreen throughout the trip. You want to make sure you have an umbrella. Not for the rain, but to protect you from the sun.
She's always got her
down on your
umbrella.
head.
Yeah.
If you're not the type of person to carry an umbrella, then you need a big floppy hat.
Yeah.
He even had a floppy hat.
Yeah, the guys.
Actually, he didn't get it until after we left there, but he was dying for one. He got his in Ecuador.
I was dying, but it was so.
And your sunglasses.
Yeah.
And when you are visiting these sites, buy the bottled water from the guys. They're selling the bottled water. If you don't have if you don't have your own water bottle, buy the bottled water. You will be thirsty.
Right. So after seeing Christ the Redeemer and Sugar Loaf Mountain, we were exhausted after that half-day tour.
Yeah.
So we went back to the hotel and
started again the next day.
Yes.
And we actually ended up on a 3.5 hour bus ride.
Yes.
Yeah, to get to Angra dos Reis. Now, this is an area of the country where they actually have hundreds of islands.
Yes.
And it's known for the popularity of its beaches.
Yep.
So we wanted to do something other than go to Ipanema and Copacabana. So we decided that this would be an opportunity to get out away from the city.
Right. And they said an Angra dos Reis had 365 islands. That's a lot of islands.
That is. That's as many islands as we have days in the year.
Yep.
And we, after we got there via the bus, then we actually had to get on a boat.
Yeah.
Was this the schooner? I think we were on a schooner. Right? Rob has a little bit of video from the boat and some photos, so he can show you what it looks like. We were on a number of water vehicles, of course, in 2019 because of the amount of travel we did.
Okay.
And we can't swim.
Hey, they had life jackets. But we had a boat party was the point.
He was looking like, where is she going with this?
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys,
We
we're
were supposed to be
risking our
talking about the boat.
lives, okay?
Yeah.
Risking our lives.
It's all for the adventure and life of 2019, okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, we did a boat party, and those guys were majorly entertaining. They were playing music, and we ate food on the boat on the way there.
Yeah, they did feed you on the boat.
And then we ended up at a beautiful beach. I think what's it was a private beach.
Yes.
Beautiful private beach. We passed the favelas on the way there. And if you don't know what that is like a prime real estate, first of all, because it's right there on the water.
Off the ocean.
Yeah, but it is a very poor area, and we mentioned this before.
Ghettos or shanty towns.
Yeah, we mentioned this before, but Michael Jackson did a video back in the day. They Don't Really Care About Us, I think it was called.
Yes, and he filmed it in the favelas.
In the favelas. Yeah, those places it was sad because they were like little houses on top of houses with no windows.
Tin roofs.
Yeah, tin roofs and just coverings, and yeah, it was rough, even though it was a prime real estate location.
Yeah, in the United States, we would have claimed, rights to the land, tore it down, and built something like condos.
Yeah, it was a great place, but yeah, then we went to the beach there, and we hung out there for a half day, right? Yeah, and it was a gorgeous place.
Yeah, there's no shortage of beaches in the Rio de Janeiro area. So if beaches are your thing, you will certainly enjoy it.
Yep. How we got around in Rio, we used Uber and taxis. Uber was huge in Rio. They had the most advertising we had ever seen in South America.
At the airport when you land.
Yep. And so it was illegal in other places like Colombia and Argentina. But in Rio, no, it was wide open. So that's how we got around mostly.
Yeah. So if you are worried or concerned about transportation outside of the time you spend touring, you can get around fairly easily with the apps. That's our recap on our experience in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. We enjoyed it, and we hope you did too.
Have you been to Rio? Have you been to any place in Brazil? We are definitely looking for new places. So let us know in the comments below. I'm sure we missed a ton of stuff. We would love to go back eventually, and now that we have been there at least once and feel a little bit more comfortable. So see you in the next video.